Welcome back, and welcome to our weekly edition of All Things Women in Sports. Just because the Olympics are over doesn't mean we're done with women's hockey. The PWHL, the Professional Women's Hockey League, has 2 months left in the regular season. And get this, 61 PWHL players represented their country in this year's Winter Olympic Games. That is 30% of the entire league. And there's already been several games since the games wrapped up in Italy. So let's take a look at the standings right now. For the first time this season, we have a change in leaders. It is now the Montreal Victoire in first place, knocking the Boston Fleet down to second. And while those bottom 4 teams have a lot of ground to make up, no team has been officially eliminated from playoff contention just yet. But 7 members of your Team USA hockey stars are not in the PWHL because they're still in college. 4 of those athletes all play together at top-ranked Wisconsin, including Layla Edwards and your 2026 Olympic Tournament MVP, Caroline Harvey. That's Layla right there on your screen. The other 3 players represent Ohio State, Minnesota, and Penn State. And this Friday, the puck is dropping on all 5 D1 college hockey championship games. Then the NCAA tournament kicks off a week from Thursday. But we can't talk about women's U.S. hockey without mentioning that controversy. By now, you've probably seen the headlines and the articles. The President of the United States called the men's U.S. hockey team to congratulate them after winning gold, and then joked about having to also congratulate and invite the women's gold medal team. So if you would like to congratulate the women, you can. Cosmopolitan and a PR firm have teamed up to refocus the attention to the women's gold medal win. So you can call the toll-free number right there at the bottom of your screen. It ends up being 1-833-SHE-WON-1, and we'll leave a message directly to the team. Since this hotline launched last week, it's already received hundreds of messages, including many young hockey players, both boys and girls, who look up to this women on this team. All right, in non-hockey news, the Unrivaled Championship is tomorrow, and it's all coming down to the top 2 seeds. Phantom BC and the Mist will face off in Miami tomorrow night in this 3-on-3 league. But the Phantom will be without Indiana Fever player Aaliyah Boston, who suffered a lower body injury in the quarterfinals. This is the 2nd year for Unrivaled, and the championship tips off at 8:30 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. In soccer, the Americans, currently world number 2, are playing in the She Believes Cup right now. But in the team's opening game against Argentina, star U.S. player Trinity Rodman, right there on your screen in the black, went down after she was hit from behind by an opposing player. We don't have word yet on the extent of her injuries or what it means for the World Cup next summer, but the U.S. will play again tomorrow against Canada. All right, this morning, Iowa State University announced it will no longer have a women's gymnastics team. The school says scholarship commitments will still be honored, and the athletes will maintain access to all regular athletic services. So listen up. This is Iowa State's athletic director explaining this decision.
The reason for that decision was the result of some unresolvable conflicts amongst individual student athletes, members of the coaching staff, and parents. Ultimately, the student athletes felt the conflicts were so problematic that they didn't believe they could finish the season.
In a statement, the athletic director also wrote the program will be replaced, quote, with another sport that provides equal or additional participation opportunities for women. And finally tonight, we have one local lady nominated for this week's Midwest Technical Institute Score Standout, and it is Courtney Walls from Rock Island. This weekend, Courtney became a state wrestling champion, making her the first girls wrestling champion in Rock Island's history. So pull out your phones. You can scan this QR code right here, and it'll take you directly to the page where you can vote for any of this week's nominees. You can also always find this on our website, WQAD.com. You have until tomorrow at noon to cast your vote, and each week's winner is featured on Off the Cuff. And that'll do it for this week's edition of Women in Sports.